I want you to listen closely, not with your outer ears, but with the ear of understanding. Let the words I speak tonight not just reach your intellect, but penetrate the deep stillness of your inner being. For I speak now not to your mortal self, but to the immortal I am that dwells in you, the creative, eternal power which is God. The world calls it wishful thinking, but I tell you to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the way of all creation. It is the law, the only law there is. Everything else is shadow play. What you see around you, the bills, the empty wallet, the humble apartment, the old clothes, these are but outer effects of inner causes. The world reflects what you imagine and believe to be true. Therefore, if you truly dare to say within yourself, I am a millionaire this month, and believe it, then you have already set the wheels in motion. You are now walking the bridge of incidents to its fulfillment. Let no man, no outer circumstance, rob you of the truth that I am is the name of God, and God cannot be mocked. Whatever you declare with the inner voice of conviction, with the knowing that it is so, shall be made manifest in your world. The promise is eternal. Before they call, I will answer. While they are yet speaking, I will hear. Do not pray and then doubt. Do not affirm and then look anxiously at the clock. Creation is finished. All that you desire already exists in a higher dimension, waiting for your assumption to call it forth into this one. You are not to question how it will happen, nor trouble yourself with the outer means. That is not your domain. Your work is singular, to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, and to live from it. When you say, I am a millionaire this month, say it not as one pleading to be, but as one who already is. Walk through your days as if it were already true, and the universe will rush to rearrange itself around that truth. But you must not play with it. You must not say, I am one moment, and I wish I could be the next. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Your assumption must be so consistent, so natural, that it feels as though it has always been true. When you rise in the morning, dress as one who has already received. When you speak, speak with the calm authority of one who knows their wealth is secure. When you eat, do so with the ease and confidence of one who knows that abundance surrounds them. This is not fantasy. This is not delusion. This is creation, conscious, deliberate, and lawful. The world was created by imagination, and it will always respond to imagination. There is no other creator but God, and God is your own wonderful human imagination. When you imagine yourself into a state and persist in it, you are praying in the only manner that works. Let the old self die, the self who waits, who hopes, who begs. Let that man be crucified, and let the new self rise, the one who knows I am a millionaire this month. Feel the richness, not as a hope, but as your current reality. Every night as you prepare to sleep, enter into that feeling. Let your final thoughts before sleep be the joy of your success. Feel the softness of fine linen. Hear the words of congratulations. Smell the leather of the new car. Taste the fruits of luxury. Engage all your senses in that imagined reality until it feels more real than the outer world. This month, not some distant future. Why this month? Because time is only a construct of the mind. The difference between now and then is only the difference in assumption. There is no power outside of you delaying your manifestation. There is only your own hesitation to fully believe that it is done. You say, but I don't see the money yet. And I say to you, you don't need to see it to know it. For we walk by faith and not by sight. Your senses lie. They show you the past. They are echoes, not truth. Truth is what you decree it to be. Do not serve your senses. Let them serve you. The outer world will bend to your inner conviction, for the outer is but a shadow of the inner light. You are not to fight the shadow. You are to change the light, the image, and the shadow will transform on its own. So this month, this very month, I declare that I am a millionaire, and in saying it, I invite you to join me. Let it be your daily meditation. Let it be the breath you breathe. Do not say it with doubt or fear, but with the authority of one who has awakened. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It is not a place of clouds and harps, but of conscious creation. You are the operant power. You are the one who commands. Let there be, and it is so. When I say I am, I speak the name of God, not Jehovah of ancient tongues, not some distant deity, but the I am within me. the still small voice, the awareness of being, that is God. And what you attach to I am you create. So do not attach sickness, do not attach lack, do not attach waiting, attach only what you desire, and do so boldly. If the world calls you mad, rejoice, for it is written, God chose the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. The world believes only what it can touch and see, but you are not of this world. You are from above. You are spirit, clothed in flesh, but not bound by it. Your power is in consciousness. So live now as if it were done. Say to yourself each morning, thank you, Father, that it is already so. Say it with joy, with reverence, with confidence. When the doubts arise, and they will, do not feed them, starve them. Return to your assumption. Walk in the feeling. Let it possess you. Let it inform every thought, every gesture, every breath. You are not trying to become a millionaire. You already are, in this very moment, because you have assumed the state. The law does not fail. It is as certain as gravity. But unlike gravity, it works only when you operate it. It does not impose itself upon you. It waits for your command. And once you command, it responds. The story is told of Moses, who asked God, what is your name? And God replied, I am that I am. Not I will be, not I hope to be, but I am. This is the eternal truth, that what you declare I am to be, so shall it become. So let this be your declaration. I am a millionaire this month. Say it until you no longer need to say it, until the feeling saturates your being. Forget how, forget when, forget all outer considerations. Your work is within. Your responsibility is to assume and persist. Do not be shaken by what others say. The opinions of the world are powerless, unless you give them power. Do not bow to circumstances. Circumstances are but the reflections of your prior thoughts. You are not at the mercy of fate. You are the author of your destiny. So rise in consciousness. Live in the end. Dwell in the reality of your fulfilled desire. See yourself in your new home. Feel the wealth in your bank account. Hear the laughter of your loved ones as they celebrate your success. Do not wait for the evidence. Be the cause of the evidence. I tell you this because I have lived it. I have seen men and women transform their entire lives by nothing more than a change in consciousness. I have seen beggars become princes. I have seen the ill rise from their beds. I have seen the desperate become divine, and all by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You do not need credentials. You do not need connections. You do not need to beg or scheme. All you need is the capacity to imagine, and the courage to believe. For belief is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And if you falter, return to the inner sanctuary. Return to that secret place within where your I am resides. Close the door to the world. Enter the silence, and there declare again, I am a millionaire this month. Say it softly. Say it boldly. Say it until your bones vibrate with the truth of it. And watch as the outer world reshapes itself. Watch as miracles unfold, not by magic, but by law. Watch as you are guided, inspired, led to the people, the places, the opportunities that align with your new state. Watch as old limitations dissolve and new paths appear. This is the art of prayer. This is the science of manifestation. This is the secret that sages have guarded for centuries. That God is your own wonderful human imagination, and that what you dare to assume, you bring into being. So now, my friend, assume it, not next month, not someday, but now, this month. Let July be the month that the world sees what you've already known within. Let it be the month your inner conviction becomes outer fact. Let it be the month you say not I will be, but I am. And remember this always. Feeling is the secret. Persist in the feeling. Dwell in the mood. Sleep in the assumption. And when you rise, let the world marvel. For they will not know the inner act that preceded the outer change. You will know. And in knowing, you will be free. They will see the money in your hands, the house with golden handles, the car that glides like a whisper. And they will say, how did it happen? And you will smile, not with pride, but with the quiet knowing of one who has seen the unseen. For you will understand that it did not come from effort alone, nor from toil or striving, but from a sacred act of assumption. You dared to believe, and that belief clothed itself in flesh. You see, creation does not respond to the noise of the outer world. It responds to the stillness of the inner vision. When you assumed with full conviction, I am a millionaire this month, all of heaven moved to fulfill that word. Invisible hands rearranged visible things. Conversations shifted. Doors opened. Checks arrived, ideas sparked, but none of this began on the outside. It all began the moment you believed within, and now because you live from the end, you are unmoved by appearances. You are not shaken by a slow day or a delayed message. You know the truth. You feel it, you dwell in it. I am a millionaire this month is no longer just an affirmation. It is your dwelling place. It is your home. It is the air you breathe. And because you have remained faithful to that assumption, the promise cannot fail. Your world must conform to the image you hold within. Do not dilute the law with questions of how. Do not insult your own divinity with doubt. The how is none of your business. Your work is to imagine and feel. The universe, that perfect servant, responds in kind. It will bring you through ways you cannot devise, effortlessly, gracefully, and in perfect time. But your time is now, this month. You have declared it. You have embodied it. You have felt it in your bones. If ever you feel the temptation to slip back into the old man, the one who hopes and waits and worries, gently bring yourself back. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say again, I remember who I am. That is your anchor. That is your truth. You are not becoming. You are revealing. The wealth was always yours. The mansion, the influence, the abundance. It has been yours from the foundation of the world. You are merely awakening to it now. So speak it with conviction. Write it upon your heart. Whisper it in your prayers. I am a millionaire this month. Say it until your inner speech becomes a chorus of certainty. Let every cell of your body align with that reality. And when the evidence appears, as it must, receive it with gratitude, but not surprise. For you knew it all along. You lived it first in imagination. That is the only way anything real is ever born. Live in the joy of it now. Walk in the confidence of it now. Spend from it mentally. Give from it spiritually. Celebrate it emotionally. For as you feel, so shall it be. This is the law, simple, unchanging, eternal. So tonight, as you lie down to sleep, enter into the scene that implies your wealth is already yours. Perhaps you're holding the balance sheet, seeing all the zeros lined up in your favor. Perhaps you're walking out of the bank with a smile, or hosting your loved ones in your new home, the one that sits atop the hill. Let it be vivid. Let it be real. And above all, let it be now. For the only time there is now. And the only power there is I am. Feel the floor beneath your feet, not as it is, but as it would be. Marble, polished, cool, reflecting the chandelier light of your new mansion. Hear your own footsteps echo in wide halls of affluence. Smell the richness of fresh-cut flowers, in vases you didn't have to budget for. Touch the fabric of the tailored clothes that now drape your body. Custom-made not just in size, but in the truth of who you have become. See the numbers on your phone screen, in your banking app, in the transfer notifications, and feel no surprise. Only the calm knowing, of course. Of course, this is mine. It always was. Do you see what happens when you remain loyal to your assumption? The outer must yield. The world must bow to the command of the inner man. This is not philosophy. This is law. The law of consciousness. The law of assumption. The only law worth mastering. The moment you said with feeling, I am a millionaire this month, you entered a contract with yourself. Not a binding of duty or pressure, but a sacred agreement of trust. And the moment you remained faithful to that inner vision, everything around you began to respond. Some things shifted gently. Others were torn down entirely to make room. Friends fell away. New connections arrived. Circumstances that once stood in your way crumbled like paper in fire. You began to notice the synchronicities. A sudden email, an invitation, a chance conversation, a new stream of income. Ideas that came not with strain but with clarity, and with them ease and flow. You did not chase, you attracted. You did not force, you allowed. For the seed was already planted, and your job was simply to water it with feeling, to feel it real, until it bloomed in your hands. And still the world may ask you, what changed? What did you do differently? But you will not speak of doing, you will speak of being. You will say, I remembered who I am. I stopped pretending to be poor. I stopped imagining failure. I stopped praying for what I already possess. I chose instead to live from the end. And from that end I began again. Do you not see? This is the mystery Paul spoke of. Christ in you, the hope of glory. The inner man, the awareness of being, is the Christ. And that Christ is the only power that saves. It does not matter what the outer self has done, or where it has failed. The moment the inner self assumes a new identity, the world obeys. Not slowly, not eventually, but immediately in spirit, and soon in fact. The delay, if ever there is one, is not a denial. It is simply the time it takes for your assumption to become your dwelling place. Not a place you visit when you feel inspired, but a place you live from day and night. You see, the man who becomes a millionaire is the man who already was one in consciousness. The money came second, the identity came first, and now you carry yourself with that calm certainty. There is no rush, no anxiety, no need to convince anyone. You know who you are, and so the world mirrors that back to you. You see wealth not just in your accounts but in your surroundings, in your choices, in the way others treat you. Not because you demand it, but because you finally accepted it. Acceptance, that is the key. The law works not through striving, but through surrender. Not surrender to outer events, but to the truth within. You surrendered the old story, the old name, the old ceiling, and you took upon yourself a new name. I am a millionaire this month. And that name, like a seed, bore fruit after its kind. You didn't need to wait for the evidence to celebrate. You didn't postpone your joy for proof. You made joy the proof. You lived in thanksgiving before the outer harvest arrived. You smiled before the world gave you a reason. That's the secret most miss. They wait for the outer to give permission to feel. But the awakened man, the man who knows the law, he gives himself the permission. He says, I feel wealthy now. I celebrate now. I am grateful now. And the world must echo that feeling. The outer world is nothing but a mirror. It cannot initiate. It can only reflect. So when you shifted the inner mood, when you dared to walk, talk, think, and sleep in the state of wealth, the mirror had no choice. It had to show you a wealthy reflection. That is why the law cannot fail. The mirror cannot argue with you. It only obeys. And the moment you turned your inner gaze toward riches, toward ease, toward generosity, and overflowing abundance, the mirror began to move. No man or system could stop it. No circumstance could delay it. Because you had moved from trying to make it happen, to simply being the one in whom it has already happened. I am is not a future tense. It is present, immediate, powerful. When you say, I am a millionaire this month, you are not casting a vote. You are casting a decree. You are calling things that are not seen as though they are. And in doing so, you are pulling them into form. Some people think that wealth is only found in the bank, but true wealth begins in the mind. It begins in your assumptions about who you are and what you deserve. You did not become a millionaire because the world handed it to you. You became one because you refused to imagine anything less. You lifted your thoughts above the noise, above the worry, above the evidence, and you imagined from a higher place. And the world, obedient, creative, eternal, reshaped itself around that new elevation. It may have started subtly, a refund you weren't expecting, an idea that turned into income, an offer out of nowhere. But those were just outer symbols of the inner shift. The moment you embodied the assumption, the moment you said, I am a millionaire this month, and felt it to be so, that moment was the moment it became real. You let go of time. You let go of waiting. You let go of hoping. You let go of hoping. You let go of asking, and you began assuming. You began living in the end. You walked through your day as if the universe were your servant, and indeed it is. You began choosing as if limits did not apply to you. You began giving as if you had more than enough, and you did. You began responding to life not from fear, but from authority. The authority that comes from knowing, I am. And now the outer begins to roar. The money flows. The ideas multiply. The opportunities present themselves like a flood. You're not overwhelmed. You are centered. You are grounded in the I am. The world may think it all came out of nowhere, but you know better. You know it came from within, from your own divine imagination, from the truth you dared to feel real before it ever touched your senses. Keep going. Persist. Because this isn't just about money. This is about who you are, a being of infinite power, clothed in the flesh, sent here not to suffer, but to remember. And the moment you remembered that you are the operant power, everything changed. And so the abundance does not surprise you. It confirms you. It confirms what you knew all along, in the silence of your own inner chamber, that you were never small, never lacking, never waiting for some external permission to receive. You were and are, and always will be, the source, the fountainhead of all appearances. And when you finally honored that truth by feeling it deeply, consistently and joyfully, life bowed, life yielded, life came running to greet its new master. Now others look at you and ask for the strategy, the steps, the actions you took.
but you cannot give them a formula, because the formula is not in doing, it is in being. You might smile and say, I believed, but belief is not a surface thought. It is not a wish, it is a knowing, a surrender into a state so fully felt that the world around you simply had to conform. You see now why it had to happen this month. Because this was the moment you stopped delaying your inheritance. This was the moment you stopped measuring yourself by outer standards, and dared to measure yourself by inner truth. This was the month you refused to argue for your limitations. This was the month you said, I am, and you said it with finality, not as a rehearsal, not as a future projection, but as the undeniable present fact. When the inner man rises to speak with that certainty, the universe listens, all the forces move. People, places, things, all respond to that single voice, that divine echo of I am, the same voice that said, let there be light, the same voice that called forth the stars, the oceans, and the very breath you breathe. That voice now says, I am a millionaire this month, and all of life rearranges itself to say yes. There is no resistance in divine law. The resistance only ever came from you, when you doubted, when you looked outside, when you hesitated to feel it real. But now, that resistance is gone. The walls have fallen. You walk in freedom, and the money, the manifestations, the miracles, they are merely symbols, echoes of the shift that happened within. You live no longer as the old man, bound by history and circumstance. You live now as the awakened one. You walk in the end. You speak from the mountaintop. You look back, not forward. You remember the hunger, the fear, the wishing, but only as shadows of a former self. For now you feast, now you rest, now you know, and still you do not rest in the outer riches, though they are many, though they are glorious, for they are but the natural extension of your inner conviction. You are not owned by the wealth, for you did not chase it, you called it. It came to serve you, not enslave you. It came because you claimed it in consciousness, and now it flows in your experience, as effortlessly as breath, as naturally as dawn follows night. You begin to move through life differently now. There is a grace in your steps, a silence in your soul. You do not speak from desperation. You speak from fulfillment. You are no longer striving to become. You are remembering who you are. You are the child of the Most High, and the I am that you are is the wealth itself, not the symbol of wealth, but the power behind it, not the paper, not the number, but the creative force that brought it forth. And when you said, I am a millionaire this month, it was not vanity, it was truth, it was alignment. It was the still voice of God within you, speaking again as it did in the beginning, and you heard it this time. You believed it. You did not ask the world's permission to claim it. You did not wait for a sign. You became the sign. Everything external is catching up now. The reality is rushing to match the vision, but your peace does not come from the arrival of money. Your peace comes from knowing the law, from understanding that the outer always comes after. That all things are made in the image of your sustained assumption. You have shifted dimensions. You walk in the world but not of it. You no longer ask, can this happen for me? Instead you ask, what do I now choose to assume next? You are free, and freedom is the greatest wealth of all. And so, beloved, as you stand in the quiet power of your own inner authority, remember this. The moment you dared to say, I am a millionaire this month, the universe responded with a resounding yes. You no longer beg, no longer hope, no longer chase. You assume, you embody, you become. For creation is finished, and all that is yours awaits your recognition. Live now as the one who already has. Feel now as the one who already is. And watch, with calm certainty, as the world bends, not because you forced it, but because you remembered who you truly are. The operant power, the living I am, and the master of all that appears. This is your month, not someday, not soon, this month. Walk in it, own it, be it.
The truth I am about to share with you is ancient, eternal, and always within your reach. It requires no elaborate ritual, no years of toil, no intricate system of learning. It requires only that you accept a simple revelation, that you are the operant power. You are not separate from the source of abundance, from the wellspring of all that is good. You are one with it, and it lives within you. And with the repetition of just 3 words, sincerely and knowingly, you can awaken that power and unlock the infinite supply that has always been yours. These three words are not magical in themselves. Their power is not in the sound or syllables, but in the consciousness that gives them life. When you speak them with awareness, when you feel them with conviction, they impress the subconscious, and from that inner impression springs forth a world to match. The outer world, after all, is nothing more than the mirror of your inner speech. Money, wealth, prosperity, these are not outside of you, waiting to be earned by struggle or acquired through luck. They are reflections, outpicturings, shadows of the state you occupy. If you would like to see the effortless flow of money, you must first occupy the state where money flows to you easily and naturally. You must become in imagination that which you desire to be, and persist in that feeling until it hardens into fact. You may ask, what are these three words? They are simple, and yet they carry the power of transformation. The words are, it is done. Say them now. It is done. Feel what happens when you speak them with conviction. Feel how your body reacts, how your breath shifts, how your mind begins to settle. It is done. Not it will be. Not I hope it happens, not someday, but now, present, finished, fulfilled. When you repeat it is done, you are not begging the universe. You are not pleading with a power outside of yourself. You are declaring that the thing you desire is already yours. You are impressing upon the subconscious mind, which is the womb of creation, the finality of your desire. And because your subconscious is impersonal and creative, it brings to pass what is impressed upon it with feeling and repetition. All things exist. Every state of consciousness already is. There is nothing to create, only to select. You are like a radio receiver, tuning into the station of wealth. The station exists whether you tune in or not. But when you repeat it is done, you are tuning the dial of your consciousness to the frequency where money flows. And once you are tuned, the signal, that is, the manifestation, begins to play through your life. Do not be deceived by appearances. The world may show you bank statements with low balances, bills that pile up, opportunities that seem to slip away. But these are only the shadows of a previous state, the residue of past inner talking. The moment you say and mean it is done, you shift your state, and a new shadow begins to form. The bridge of incidents will unfold naturally and effortlessly to take you from where you are to the fulfillment of your assumption. The key is persistence. Not persistence in effort, but persistence in assumption. You must hold the feeling of the wish fulfilled and repeat to yourself day and night, it is done. When you wake in the morning, before you look at your phone, before you open your eyes to the world, say softly but firmly, it is done. Feel the inner assurance that money is flowing to you now. Feel the joy, the relief, the certainty. Carry that feeling into your day like a sacred fire. When doubts arise, and they may, do not fight them. Simply return to your three words. It is done. Let them be your anchor. Let them remind you that what you are seeking is already within. That you are not manifesting money, you are aligning with the state where money is already yours. I once knew a man who was plagued by financial difficulty. Every month was a struggle. He tried affirmations, he tried visualizations, but nothing seemed to work, until he discovered the power of these three words. He began to live in the state of, it is done. He would look at his empty wallet and say, it is done. He would open his mailbox to find more bills and whisper, it is done. Not with frustration, not with sarcasm, but with an inner knowing that these appearances were fading echoes of a state he had left behind. Within weeks, his circumstances began to change. A friend repaid a loan he had forgotten about. A new client arrived out of nowhere. He was offered a business opportunity that doubled his income. What had changed? Not the world, but his state of being. He had entered into the assumption that money was his already, and repeated that assumption until the world conformed. This is not superstition. This is not fantasy. This is spiritual law. The same law that governs the rising and setting of the sun. The same law that brings spring after winter. It is immutable. It does not care who you are, what you have done, or where you come from. It responds to belief, to feeling, to repetition. The words it is done are a key, but you must turn the key with feeling. You must enter the door they open. You must not be like those who speak words but do not live the state. who repeat affirmations but deny them in feeling. You cannot say it is done and then worry about the how. You cannot say it is done and then count the minutes until it arrives. These things betray your doubt. They reveal that you are still living in the state of lack. Instead, you must make it is done your new dwelling place. You must live there, sleep there, walk there, breathe there. What would you feel if you knew your bank account was full? What would you feel if checks were arriving in the mail? Clients were calling, unexpected money was showing up. That feeling, not the outer condition, is what creates the flow. And you can summon that feeling now by simply saying, "It is done." Close your eyes, take a breath, imagine the scene that would imply your wish fulfilled, and then say, "It is done." Do not be concerned with whether it is real. All reality is imagined. Everything you now see was once invisible. The house you live in was once a thought. The money you hold was once an idea. All things are birthed in imagination, and imagination is the only reality. When you say it is done, you plant a seed in that fertile soil. Water it with belief, shine upon it with feeling, and allow it to grow without digging it up to see if it's working. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you say it is done, you are acting in faith, and that faith is the evidence that your world must conform. The universe is not random. It is obedient. It moves in harmony with your assumptions. So do not delay. Do not wait for proof before you believe. Believe and you will see. Say it is done, and you will see that it is. There is no effort in divine creation. There is only flow. The same river that carries water to the ocean does not strain or struggle. It moves because of the laws of nature, and the law of assumption is no different. When you enter the state of "it is done," the current begins to move. Money flows, opportunities arise, ideas come, and they come not from hard work or desperation, but from the ease of alignment. The greatest lie you have ever been told is that you must strive to earn abundance, that you must suffer to be worthy of wealth, that you must prove yourself to some invisible judge. This is not true. You are worthy now. You are enough now. And the moment you say it is done with conviction, the heavens begin to open. The old man, the man of fear, of doubt, of struggle, must die, and in his place the new man is born. The man who knows, who assumes, who rests in the finished work. Let that new man be you. Let the old patterns fall away. Let the old beliefs dissolve like mist in the morning sun. And let the words "it is done" become your new prayer, your new affirmation, your new song. Sing it in silence. Whisper it in secret. Proclaim it in stillness. And do not look to others for confirmation. The world is yourself pushed out. Others are only reflecting your inner state. If you persist in the assumption that it is done, they will echo that truth. But you must not waver. You must not wait for them to believe before you do. You are the cause. You are the root. You are the one who sets the wheel in motion. When you lie down to sleep, let "it is done" be your lullaby. Feel the money in your hand. Feel the freedom in your chest. Feel the joy in your heart. And let that feeling carry you into sleep. For sleep is the door to the subconscious, and what you carry into sleep is planted most deeply. Let this be your practice. Wake with the words "it is done." Move through the day with those words like a secret power in your chest. Sleep with those words on your tongue. And do not judge by the evidence of the senses. Your senses are late to the party. They only report what the mind has long since accepted. If you desire new evidence, you must accept a new truth. Now, not later. I have seen miracles unfold in the lives of those who live this truth. I have seen bankruptcies reversed, debts paid off, fortunes built, not through striving but through faith, through inner movement, through assumption. And all of them began with the same three words: "It is done." You do not need to know how. That is not your work. Your only work is to believe it is already so, that you already are the wealthy man, the abundant woman, the prosperous soul. And when you live from that belief, not try to get to it but live from it, the money will come. Not because you chased it, but because you became the version of yourself to whom money is drawn. Say it again. It is done. Let that be your answer to every question, your solution to every problem, your reply to every doubt. It is done. And it will be, not because the world made it so, but because you did. You imagined it. You accepted it. You assumed it. And the world had no choice but to follow. So go now and speak your three words with authority. Let them become the rhythm of your life. Let them fill the silence of your mind. Let them carve a new path before you. And soon, without effort, without delay, you will find yourself living in a world where money flows, not as a reward but as a reflection, because you have spoken the truth. It is done. Say it again. It is done. Whisper it while walking. Murmur it in the stillness of the evening. Repeat it mentally as you gaze into the mirror, not as a command to the world but as a declaration to yourself. For when you believe that it is done, you change the vibration of your being, and that vibration becomes magnetic. It draws unto itself the very essence of what you have claimed. You become like a lodestone, attracting wealth not because you chase it but because you are in resonance with it. It is not about shouting louder or visualizing harder. It is about sinking into the reality of it already being so. To say it is done is to cut off the old man, the old story, the old waiting. You are no longer standing outside the temple of riches hoping to be let in. You are inside, seated, knowing the feast has already begun. The act of repetition is not mindless. It is sacred. It is how the seed is watered. With each it is done, you affirm not only the end but the surrender to that end. You relinquish the effort, and in that relinquishing the miracle is made manifest. Walk into the world tomorrow with your head high and your heart full. Not because circumstances changed, but because you did. You became the one who knows, the one who lives from the state where money flows. Not to chase it but to live in alignment with it. It is done is not the beginning of a process. It is the end of doubt. It is the terminus of confusion and fear. It is the anchor that holds you steady as the storm of the old reality passes by. The beauty of this truth is that it asks nothing of you but belief. You don't need the approval of others. You don't need credentials or connections. You don't need to strive in pain. All you need is the willingness to step into the unseen and call it real. Say it is done, and feel the echo ring through the depths of your subconscious. That echo will touch every particle of your being. It will seep into your cells, shift your energy, and emit a new signal to the field of infinite possibilities. You may notice subtle signs at first. A discount here, a kind word there, a small unexpected amount of money appearing. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Do not ignore them. Do not belittle them. Celebrate them. For they are the fingerprints of the unseen, the breadcrumbs of the universe letting you know yes, you are aligned. And yes, more is coming. Say again, it is done. And with that, open the door wider. Money is energy, and energy is obedient. It flows to that which invites it. It is not attracted to lack, to doubt, to fear. It is attracted to ease, confidence, joy, and knowing. It rushes to the one who expects it, to the one who, even before seeing a single dollar, walks with the posture of wealth, to the one who says, it is done, and then acts as though it is. That action need not be dramatic. It can be as simple as breathing differently, walking slower, choosing generosity in a moment when you used to choose fear. These are the outer expressions of the inner truth you have accepted. Even in the silence, say it again. Let it become a hum beneath your thoughts. Let it permeate your being until you no longer need to say it aloud, because your very existence will be shouting it. Others will look at you and feel something has changed. They won't know what it is, but they'll feel it. Your vibration will be undeniable. And the money will come in so naturally, so consistently, that you'll smile remembering the days you used to wonder if it was possible. Keep going. Keep returning to the words. When you doubt, say them. When you rejoice, say them. When you spend, say them. When you give, say them. Let it is done be your constant companion, your quiet power, your eternal agreement with the universe. Let these words replace the old inner dialogue, the fear, the worry, the lack. Let them dissolve every story you've ever told yourself about being unworthy or incapable. Let them heal the past and reframe the present. Let them guide your future without resistance. You may be tempted to measure progress by what you see. Do not measure progress by what you feel. Are you calmer? Are you more trusting? Are you smiling at things you used to worry about? That is movement. That is alignment. That is a sign that the state is changing. And when the state changes, the world must conform. There will come a day, soon if you persist, when you will look around and realize you are living in the exact scene you once imagined. You will walk into rooms you once only saw in your dreams. You will hold the physical manifestation of wealth in your hands, and you will remember when it was just a feeling, just an idea, and you will smile, knowing that the words "it is done" were never just words, they were truth. But even then, do not stop saying them, for life is a continual unfolding of desire.
fulfillment and more desire. Each fulfilled state opens the door to greater expansion. Say it is done again. Not because you are lacking but because you are growing. Let it be your song of creation. Let it be the rhythm of your dance with the infinite. And if ever you find yourself slipping, if fear creeps back in, if appearances seem daunting, if the world begins to shout the old story again, be still, return to yourself, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and softly, reverently declare once more, it is done. Let it ring through your inner world. Let it break every chain. Let it silence every lie. Let it rise from your heart like a commandment from heaven. Say it as if it were the final word, the only truth, the supreme decree of your soul, because it is. Because when you say it is done, you are no longer seeking, you are no longer trying, you are no longer postponing your miracle, you are claiming it, and in the claiming, it is yours. You are no longer the person who waits. You are the one who is. Your world begins to mirror this internal transformation with precision. The job offer comes effortlessly. The investment opportunity appears out of nowhere. The client calls unexpectedly. The bills get paid before you even check the due dates. Not because you forced anything, but because you aligned. You assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And you repeated the sacred declaration, it is done. Each repetition reinforced the foundation of your new reality. Not a hope, not a possibility, a fact. And you didn't need to convince anyone else. The world doesn't respond to your explanations. It responds to your embodiment. It responds to your state. The law is always operating. And the moment you impress upon your subconscious that your financial desire is fulfilled, that it is finished, the outer world rearranges itself without resistance. You might still hear others around you speaking of lack. You might still see headlines filled with fear. But none of that has power over you, unless you consent to it. You've withdrawn your attention from the old and given your loyalty to the new. That is the greatest discipline. To be loyal to the unseen over the seen. To say it is done, even when nothing around you yet confirms it. That is true faith. And that is the key to manifestation. Money is not earned by toil alone. It is magnetized by consciousness. There are people who work tirelessly and see little return. There are others who act from inspired ease and are met with abundance. The difference is not effort. It is state. When you change your concept of self, when you assume the identity of the one who already possesses what they seek, the world has no choice but to mirror it. Do not confuse persistence with struggle. To persist in an assumption is not to strain or push. It is to quietly hold the end, regardless of appearances. To return again and again to the truth. It is done. This is how you become the master of your inner world. This is how you rewrite the script. Not by force but by faith. If you've ever doubted your worthiness, hear this. Wealth is your birthright. Abundance is your natural state. The very fact that you can imagine a life of freedom, of overflow, of ease, that alone is proof that it exists for you. You could not desire what you were not meant to receive. Desire is the whisper of the divine, the invitation to realize your power, and you answer that invitation with 3 words. It is done. Some may ask, how can it be done if I do not see it yet? But understand, all things are created first in consciousness. The seen is only the echo of the unseen. Do not be deceived by time. Time is not your enemy. It is your servant. It will deliver to you the harvest of your assumptions, without fail. And the moment you assume it is done, time begins its sacred work of aligning all necessary conditions to reflect your new state. So speak the words without hesitation. Say them with the confidence of one who knows the outcome is secure. Let them become your inner rhythm. Let them shape your days and guide your nights. Say them as you fall asleep, letting the subconscious mind absorb their meaning. Say them when you wake, before the old thoughts try to reclaim your attention. Let every breath, every glance, every quiet moment be laced with the silent knowing, it is done. And in doing so you shift the very fabric of your life. You move from hoping to knowing, from wishing to being. You take your place in the seat of the Creator and decree your reality. The law cannot be broken. The world must reflect back the story you persistently tell within. So when the money appears, and it will, do not be surprised. You called it forth not with begging, not with strain, but with faith. You no longer needed to chase. You allowed yourself to receive. You became the version of yourself who already had it. And thus it had no choice but to appear. And yet even in the abundance, you continue to declare it is done. Because creation is not a one-time event. Life continues to unfold. New desires arise. New dreams form. But the principle remains the same. The law does not change. It simply awaits your next assumption. Your next inner decree. And the process begins again. Easy. Natural, inevitable. Others may wonder how you do it. They'll ask for your strategy, your plan, your secret, and you'll smile. Because you know, it was never about the plan. It was never about the hustle. It was about the inner work. The silent sovereign decision to feel it done. And to repeat those 3 sacred words until they became your identity. The riches of the world respond to the richness of your inner self. When your mind is rich with the feeling of already having, your life must follow. You are not manipulating external things. You are harmonizing with them. You are entering the vibration where they already exist. You are matching your energy to the frequency of fulfillment. And the moment you do that, truly do that, you become unstoppable. Because there is no power greater than the consciousness that knows its own creative ability. No obstacle can withstand the one who lives from the end. No limitation can remain in the face of persistent assumption. The outer world may try to distract you. It may show you delay. But delay is not denial. It is only the space between planting and harvest. Do not dig up the seed with doubt. Water it with repetition. Nourish it with feeling. And trust that the result is on its way. The universe is never late. It is precise. It is mathematical. It is obedient to the feeling you occupy. So stay there. Stay in the knowing. Stay in the peace that comes from certainty. And when the old self tries to return, when fear knocks, when anxiety whispers, return to the power of your words. Declare again. It is done. You are not asking. You are not pleading. You are claiming. You are receiving. You are stepping into the reality that was always available. But now it is yours by right of consciousness. This is the mystery revealed. This is the truth hidden in plain sight. And it is yours now, as you stand now on the threshold of your new reality. Remember this: the power to manifest wealth, to draw money effortlessly into your life, lies not in external circumstances, but within the sacred 3 words you hold in your heart. It is done. These words are not mere sounds. They are the blueprint of creation itself. The key that unlocks the floodgates of abundance. When you repeat them with unwavering faith, you align your being with the infinite source. And money flows not as a struggle or chase, but as a natural expression of who you have become. So claim this truth boldly. And without hesitation, walk through life as the master of your inner world. The creator who knows beyond doubt that their desire is fulfilled. Let nothing shake your certainty. No setback, no delay, no doubt can stand against the force of your persistent assumption. The universe conspires with those who live from the end. And when you do, you step into a life of effortless wealth and limitless possibility. The moment is now. Say it with conviction. Live it with confidence. And watch as the invisible becomes visible. The impossible becomes inevitable. And your life is transformed by the simple, profound power of these 3 words. It is done.
The great secret, the eternal mystery, lies not in the stars, nor in the words of another, but within your own wonderful imagination. To live as if your wish is fulfilled is to assume the very feeling of the wish already accomplished. It is not enough to merely think about what you desire. Thought is shadow. Feeling is substance. You must feel yourself into the state of the wish fulfilled. You must become so inwardly identified with that state that it becomes more real to you than the world around you. That, and that alone, is the secret to manifestation. All things exist in the human imagination, and it is from this holy place that your world unfolds. You were told, "Whatsoever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye have received it, and ye shall." Therein lies the law. Believe that ye have received it. Not that you might receive it, not that it could come, but that it already is. This implies a shift not in your external circumstances, but in your internal identity. To believe you have received something is to act from the end, to feel from the result, to dwell in the satisfaction of having. And when you dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, all bridges of incidents, visible and invisible, will reshape themselves to make your assumption a reality. There is no power outside of consciousness. Consciousness is the one and only reality. You do not attract what you want, for wanting only confirms its absence. You attract, or more accurately, you create and express what you are conscious of being. The moment you say I am, you begin a creative act. I am rich. I am loved. I am successful. These are not idle words. These are seeds planted in the soil of the mind. And as a man sows, so shall he reap. You must become so rooted in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, that even the facts of the world cannot shake your knowing. The world will try to persuade you that your dream is false, that your assumption is fantasy. But let me tell you, do not listen to the facts. They are merely old manifestations, echoes of former beliefs. What you see and touch and hear with the outer senses is the dead past. The truth lies in the unseen. When you see with the eye of imagination, when you hear what only you can hear in the silence, when you walk and talk and breathe in the atmosphere of your realized desire, then and only then are you truly alive. To the world you may seem mad, but to the awakened one, this is sanity. When I say to live as if your wish is fulfilled, I am not suggesting that you pretend. This is not pretense. This is inner certainty. This is communion with the divine within. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are aligning yourself with the God power in you. God speaks to man through the medium of desire, and the language of God is feeling. You feel your way into fulfillment. You do not strive, you do not beg, you do not chase. You simply assume the state and rest in it. It is a sacred knowing, a holy stillness. Many will ask, how long must I assume the wish fulfilled before it appears? And I say to you, time is an illusion. The only time that matters is now, the eternal now. If you persist in the feeling, if you live in the end, it must come to pass. All things must bear fruit according to their nature. If the assumption is persistent, the result is inevitable, but it must be felt in the heart. You cannot deceive your own soul. It knows what you truly accept as real. So test yourself. Are you reacting to the world, or are you creating from within? Are you dwelling in the facts, or are you living in the vision? You must turn away from appearances and turn inward to the secret place. There you imagine what you desire, as though it were already true, and then you give it the emotional tone of reality. Do not imagine for the sake of imagining. Imagine to the point of belief. Feel it as though it were happening now, and once you feel it real, let it go. Let it gestate. Do not dig up the seed to check if it has sprouted. Trust the process. Remain loyal to your unseen assumption, and the seeing must conform. Your imagination is the creative faculty of God within you. You are the operant power. Nothing happens unless you imagine it first. Your life is a mirror, reflecting your inner state. Change your conception of yourself, and your world will rearrange itself in harmony with your new identity. If you would be loved, assume that you are. If you would be wealthy, feel wealth. If you would be healed, dwell in perfect health. No outer condition is stronger than an inner conviction. To live as if your wish is fulfilled is to act from a higher state of consciousness. You do not wait for evidence to believe. You believe and the evidence appears. You walk by faith, not by sight. You persist in the inner knowing. You hold fast to the end result. Do not be concerned with how or when. These are not your domain. Your work is to assume the end. The bridge of incidents will unfold naturally. All you must do is remain faithful to the assumption. You see, the law is always working. Every moment you are imagining something, feeling something, assuming something, and that which you consistently feel yourself to be, you become. Your assumptions harden into fact. If you live in fear, fear will manifest. If you live in lack, lack will grow. But if you live in the joy of fulfillment, if you dare to claim your desire as now true, the world must respond. It has no choice but to mirror the consciousness you entertain. What is it that you desire? Go within and ask yourself this. Not what the world says you should want, not what others expect of you, but what stirs your soul, what image quickens your spirit. That is your true desire. And the moment you identify it, the moment you feel its reality, the law goes to work. You have sown the seed. Your work now is to water it with faith and joy. Do not contradict it with worry. Do not doubt the unseen. Simply rest in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and let the power that knows all bring it to pass. Imagination is not idle fantasy. It is the shaping force of reality. When you imagine lovingly, when you see yourself through the eyes of your fulfilled desire, you are engaging in a divine act. You are calling forth that which is not yet seen, and clothing it in flesh. The world responds to inner vision, not outer effort. The one who labors in imagination achieves more than the one who toils with his hands. Work, if it flows from the state of fulfillment, will be joyful and inspired. But never act to make something happen. Act because it has already happened within. There is a subtle but powerful difference between doing to get and doing because you have. The former is effort. The latter is expression. When you live from the end, you do not strive. You give, you radiate, you move with purpose, because you are already there in consciousness. This is the life of the mystic, the visionary, the one who knows the truth of being. You may say, but I have not seen any evidence yet. And I tell you, do not be troubled by the outer world. It is delayed echo. Persist in your assumption. Feel the end again and again, until it becomes natural. The more natural it feels, the closer it is to manifestation. Everything begins in the imagination. That which you see in your mind's eye, accompanied by the feeling of reality, will externalize in your world. Let nothing disturb your inner vision. Let no fact, no appearance, no condition shake your belief. Remain faithful to the unseen reality, and the scene will change. This is the law, and it does not fail. What you truly accept as true will come to pass, not because you forced it, but because you felt it real. Your feeling is the secret. Your assumption is the engine. Your imagination is the portal through which your heaven is revealed. Let your dreams be bold. Let your desires be grand. For nothing is too great for the power within you. The power that created the stars lies in you. You are not separate from the Creator. You are a creator. The very essence of God is imagination, and it is through imagination that you create your world. Live not in fear. Live not in waiting. Live in fulfillment. Claim it, own it, walk in it, speak from it. The voice of the wish fulfilled is calm. It does not plead. It does not beg. It affirms. It declares. It knows. Begin now to speak and think and feel from the end. See yourself as already possessing what you desire. Hear congratulations from loved ones. Feel the relief of success. Taste the sweetness of the dream realized. Do it now in this moment, and do it again and again, until your mind and body know no other reality, until it feels like home. This is how you move from desiring to having, from lack to abundance, from delay to realization. The moment you shift within, the outer must follow. You do not need to wait for permission. You do not need to earn it. You simply assume it. You take it as yours. The law is impartial. It does not care whether your assumption is true or false, good or bad. It simply brings to pass what you persistently accept as real. So let today be the day you stop chasing. Let this moment be the turning point. Enter the state of the wish fulfilled now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, but now, for now is the only moment that matters. Now is the door to eternity. Now is the time of manifestation. The secret has always been the same. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel it real. Live from the end, and the world will conform, not because you forced it, but because you created it. Within, let no one, not even your own reasoning mind, talk you out of your assumption. The rational part of you may say, but look at the facts. The bank account is still empty. The person is still gone. The opportunity hasn't arrived. And yet what is seen was made by the unseen. Everything begins as a state of consciousness. So if you persist in the unseen reality of your desire, if you remain loyal to that which cannot yet be touched or proven, you will watch the outer world reshape itself to reflect the inner conviction. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is not a fleeting emotion. It is not a temporary escape from present conditions. It is a new dwelling place. It is a home you return to again and again, until the world around you cannot help but mirror it. When the senses scream otherwise, when appearances contradict your vision, that is the moment of testing. That is when your faith is forged. And faith is not blind. Faith is imagination tethered to conviction. You are not pretending. You are creating. You are stepping into a state that already exists in the vast eternal now. Every possible state exists. You are not fabricating it. You are selecting it. You are moving your awareness into that place where your desire is fulfilled. And by dwelling in it consistently, you make it manifest. What you accept as true will outpicture itself in due time. This is the divine drama, played out within the soul of man. You are both the author and the actor. You write the script with your assumptions, and then you live it out in the theater of the world. And the beautiful thing is this: the moment you assume a new state,
all things necessary for its fulfillment begin to move. People, circumstances, ideas, everything aligns itself with your assumption. But you must not concern yourself with the movement. You only maintain the end. You remain faithful to the vision. If the desire is for love, do not look for the person. Do not seek or yearn. Instead, feel the joy of already being loved. Feel the warmth of companionship. Walk through the world as one who is cherished, admired, adored, and you will find that love in the perfect form arrives, often in the most unexpected ways. If the desire is for wealth, do not chase after money. Instead, live in the consciousness of abundance. Pay your bills in imagination with joy and gratitude. Feel yourself free, prosperous, unburdened. The outer must respond, for the law is always working. You must become emotionally involved with your ideal. That is the key. Emotion is the bridge between the seen and the unseen. Cold imagination produces no results, but when you add the warmth of feeling, the intensity of conviction, the power of belief, then the scene becomes alive. It begins to move. It begins to draw unto itself all that is required. You are the magnetic force. You are the light that calls things out of the darkness. Nothing comes to you from outside. It comes through you, from the state you dwell in, from the self you believe yourself to be.
Live as if. It sounds so simple, and it is, but it requires discipline. It requires awareness. It demands that you rise above your senses, that you claim dominion over the facts, that you see not with the eyes of flesh, but with the eye of faith. Every morning, when you wake, before the world rushes in, assume the feeling. Start the day in the end. Hear the sounds of success. Feel the embrace of fulfillment. Breathe in the atmosphere of your dream come true, and carry that mood with you throughout the day. Let it inform your actions, your thoughts, your speech. When doubt arises, as it often will, do not condemn yourself. Simply return. Gently, lovingly, bring yourself back to the state. Remind yourself that imagination creates reality. Remind yourself that feeling is the secret, and re-enter the scene. Do not strive to make it happen. Let it happen through your inner acceptance. Let the vision gestate. Let it grow in the womb of your mind. And one day, when you least expect it, you will find yourself living in the very thing you once imagined. This is how all things are created. Nothing ever happens by chance. Coincidence is but the visible side of the invisible law. The world calls it luck, fate, fortune. But the awakened one knows better. He knows that the cause lies within. He knows that every condition is the result of an assumption long held. And therefore, he takes control. He becomes deliberate. He chooses his state consciously, and he returns to it again and again until it is his natural dwelling place. To live as if is not to fake it. It is to faithfully occupy a state of consciousness. It is to make that state more real than your current experience. It is to look beyond appearances, beyond time, beyond logic, and to see with the inner eye, to see and feel and accept what is not yet visible, but is nevertheless true. That is the art. That is the secret. And once it is mastered, the world becomes clay in your hands. You are not here to suffer. You are not here to struggle. You are here to express the fullness of your divine nature. You are here to create, to expand, to give shape to the invisible. Your desires are divine instructions. They are the voice of God whispering to you of what is possible. And when you honor them, when you feel them real, you are worshiping in the highest sense. You are saying yes to life. You are saying yes to the power within. Many will tell you to be realistic. They will tell you to accept things as they are. But I say to you, accept things as you want them to be. Live not from circumstances, but from vision. Do not conform to the world. Transform it. And you do so by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That is how the old self dies, and the new self is born. That is how you move from lack to plenty, from loneliness to love, from sickness to health. The change will be effortless, for it is not you doing the work. The power that created all things will move through you, once you yield to it, once you surrender to the feeling, once you let go of control, and allow yourself to be carried by the current of your assumption. The outer will transform. Miracles will become normal. Synchronicities will abound, and people will ask, how did this happen? And you will smile, for you will know it happened when you lived in the end, when you made the unseen more real than the seen. To live as if your wish is fulfilled is to live in the Sabbath. It is to rest, knowing that it is done. It is to be at peace, to move with grace, to no longer fight or strive. It is to say, I and my desire are one. And from that union, all things are birthed. This is the marriage of the Lamb. This is the divine romance. When you fall in love with the feeling of your dream come true, when you become one with it in consciousness, then it must appear in form. It cannot be otherwise. The law is perfect. Even when nothing seems to be happening, something is happening. The seed is germinating. The path is forming. The people you need are being drawn to you. The way is being made straight. You may not see it yet, but feel it. Know it. Trust it, and continue to live from the end. Continue to act as one who already is. Do not explain yourself. Do not defend your vision. Simply be. Let your assumption be your shield, your sword, your sanctuary. Let the inner conviction be your only truth. The most powerful thing you can do is nothing. If that nothing is the resting in the state of the wish fulfilled, the outer world will try to tempt you back into effort, back into fear, back into waiting. But remain still. Remain certain. Remain faithful to the unseen. For the unseen is the womb of creation, and all things emerge from it. Every man who has ever achieved anything, whether he knew it or not, lived in the end. He saw what no one else saw. He believed when there was no evidence, and by doing so he changed the world. You can do the same. You are doing it now. With every assumption, every emotion, every inner dialogue, you are shaping reality. So why not choose the best? Why not dwell in the state of your highest vision? Why not claim your inheritance now, and live as the one who already has? This is not fantasy. This is truth. And when you make this your way of being, when you make the feeling of the wish fulfilled your home, your entire life will become a testimony to the power of imagination. Do not wait for the world to change before you change your inner conversations. It is your inner conversations that create the world. If you persist in talking to yourself as one who has already received, if you repeat inwardly the words you would say, if your desire were now fact, then that assumption becomes a command to the subconscious. And the subconscious, which never questions, always yields. It rearranges the circumstances, compels people to play their part, and constructs a bridge of incidents that leads you to the fulfillment of your dream. So be careful what you entertain within. Watch your self-talk. Most people unknowingly sabotage their own desires by continually affirming what they do not want. They speak of delay, of difficulty, of doubt, and then wonder why their lives do not change. But the one who understands the law knows better. He speaks as one who is already victorious. He praises before he sees. He blesses what has not yet appeared, and in doing so he calls it forth. The world is a mirror, reflecting your state of consciousness. If you do not like the reflection, you do not smash the mirror. You change the image within. You change your concept of self. You assume a new identity, and that identity brings with it a new reality. You cannot consistently think and feel as a poor man and live as a rich one. You cannot feel unworthy and receive love. Your state must match your desire. That is why you must live as if. You must become it in consciousness, and the world will confirm your new identity. This is not about arrogance. It is about alignment. It is not about pretending to be better than others. It is about recognizing that all things are possible to the one who believes. And belief is not passive. It is an active participation in the unseen. It is a decision to dwell in a reality others may not yet see. You are not asking life to bless you. You are blessing life with your assumption. You are the one with the power, and when you own that power, humbly and fully, the world yields to your inner authority. Feel the joy now. Feel the satisfaction, the peace, the relief. These are the signs that you are living in the end. When you feel it real, when the desire no longer feels like a longing but like a fact, then you are dwelling in the right state. Do not look for signs. Do not search for validation. The sign will follow. The world must reflect the inner change, but you do not wait for it. You live in it now. You speak from it. You feel from it. You rest in it. This is the discipline of a master, to remain unmoved by appearances, to dwell in the unseen with such certainty that the seen must conform.
And yet it is not a harsh discipline. It is a joyous one. It is the art of inner alchemy. You are transmuting thought into form, desire into experience, feeling into fact, and all of it takes place within you. The kingdom of heaven is within. The creative power of God is within. Imagination, feeling, assumption, all of these are the tools of the divine within man. If you find yourself slipping into old states, forgive yourself quickly. Do not dwell in guilt or regret. Simply return. Reclaim the feeling. Reassume the end. You are not starting over. You are resuming your rightful place. Every moment is a chance to begin again. Every breath is a portal to a new state. So do not condemn yourself for forgetting. Simply remember and feel anew. There is no one to change but self. No condition to fix. No person to convince. Everything changes when you change your concept of yourself. And your concept is not a statement you repeat. It is the feeling you live in. It is the atmosphere you carry. That is why you can smile before the evidence appears. That is why you can celebrate in the silence. Because you know the truth. It is already done. It is already yours. And your world is simply catching up. Imagination is not a mere fantasy. It is the creative force of the universe. When you imagine something with feeling, you are giving it life. You are impressing it upon the formless substance of reality. And that impression must take form. It must externalize. But it does so in its own perfect way, and in its own perfect time. So you must trust the process. You must remain faithful, not to the method, but to the outcome. Ask yourself, what would it feel like if it were true? Not how will it happen, or when will it come? Those questions bring you back to doubt. They bring you back to the old state. But the question, what would it feel like? That is the golden key. That question opens the door to a new reality. And once you feel it, once you taste the joy of fulfillment within, you are on the path. You have begun the movement. The seed has been planted. And all you need to do now is water it. With attention, with belief, with love. Let the feeling grow. Let it become familiar. Let it become your new normal. And one day, effortlessly, the outer world will reveal what you have long seen in the inner world. And you will not be surprised. You will simply smile and say, of course, it was always mine. In conclusion, living as if your wish is fulfilled is not merely a technique or a fleeting practice. It is the essence of understanding who you truly are and the power that lies within you. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are the creator, the architect, the one who shapes your destiny with every thought, every feeling, every assumption. The secret to manifesting your desires lies in this: you must live as though it has already happened. Feel it, see it, own it. When you do, the world has no choice but to align itself with your inner vision. The law is simple yet profoundly powerful. As within, so without. Your outer world can only reflect what you have already created within. The moment you embrace this truth with unwavering faith, you step into a realm of limitless possibility. You are not bound by circumstances. You are not limited by time, space, or reason. You are the living expression of divine creativity, and your desires are the whispers of your higher self, guiding you to what is already yours. So take this truth to heart. Live as the person you are becoming, not the one you've been. Walk, talk, think, and feel as if your dream has already manifested. And in doing so, you will see that the world must bend to your will. It must give way to the power of your assumption, the strength of your belief, and the purity of your conviction. The universe is not outside of you, it is within you. And when you harness this truth, when you understand that your imagination is not just a tool for escape, but the very fabric of creation itself, then there is no limit to what you can accomplish. You are the dreamer, the creator, the wish fulfilled. And by living from that state, you will watch as the world around you transforms in ways more miraculous than you ever imagined. Remember, it's not about waiting for things to change. It's about changing within, and watching as the outer world reflects the beauty, the abundance, and the love you already possess. Live as if your wish is fulfilled, and the world will conspire to make it so.
To begin with, let us pause for a moment and reflect upon the one truth that has the power to unlock every door, move every mountain, and open the floodgates of all the blessings you could ever imagine. You are already blessed with everything. In this very moment, as you stand in the middle of the vastness of the universe. Everything that you could ever desire is already yours, waiting for you to claim it. But this is not something that is granted to you from the outside world. No, my friend, it is something that you must acknowledge within yourself. Because as Neville Goddard taught us, the world is a reflection of your internal state. It is your imagination that is the key to this kingdom, and it is in your imagination that the blessings you desire are waiting for you to claim them. I urge you to act as if you are blessed with everything, not tomorrow, not in the future, but now, right here, right now, in this present moment. Because you see, the secret to manifesting the life you desire is not to wait for the external circumstances to change. It is not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right opportunity. It is about acting as if everything is already in place, as if you are already in possession of every blessing you could ever wish for. Let's go deeper into this truth. We are all aware of the power of thought. We know that our thoughts shape our world, but most people do not understand just how deeply their thoughts influence every single aspect of their lives. You see, your thoughts are not just fleeting things. They are not just ideas that come and go. Your thoughts are the very building blocks of your reality. The moment you think a thought, it begins to shape your world in ways you may not even realize. But it does not stop there. What you think, what you feel, and most importantly, how you act, are all intricately connected. They form a powerful triad that determines the outcome of your life. And so, if you want to transform your life and manifest the blessings that you desire, you must begin by acting as if you already have everything you desire. Think about this for a moment. If you truly believed that you were blessed with everything, how would you act? How would you carry yourself? How would you approach life? How would you walk into a room? How would you speak to others? What would your energy be like? Imagine that you were already a millionaire, a celebrity, a successful entrepreneur, or the happiest person on earth. How would that version of you move through the world? This is what Neville Goddard meant when he said, "Live as though you are already that which you want to be." The power of assumption is the secret that unlocks this transformation. The law of assumption states that whatever you assume to be true, whether it be a reality or not, becomes your reality. And so, if you assume that you are blessed with everything you desire, if you truly believe that you already possess all the wealth, success, love, health, and happiness you could ever wish for, the world must yield to that assumption. The universe does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. What you feel to be true within yourself will reflect outwardly, and the world will mirror back to you that very thing. The question then is, how do you begin to act as if you are blessed with everything? First, you must realize that everything begins in the mind. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It is the first place you must go to create the life you desire. But what many do not understand is that the power of your mind is not only in your conscious thoughts. No, the true power lies in your subconscious. The subconscious mind is the seat of all belief and assumption, and it operates in a way that is entirely independent of your conscious thoughts. Your conscious mind may be filled with doubts and fears, but your subconscious mind is infinitely more powerful. It is the part of you that holds the key to your imagination, and it is where the assumption of being blessed with everything must take root. In order to act as if you are blessed with everything, you must first plant the seed of this assumption in your subconscious mind. And how do you do this? Through feeling. Your feelings are the gateway to your subconscious mind. The more vividly you can feel that you are already blessed, the more quickly your subconscious will accept this assumption as true. But it is not enough to simply feel blessed. You must feel it deeply and with conviction. You must allow that feeling to permeate every fiber of your being. You must embody the energy of someone who is already living the life they desire. But the question arises, how do you maintain that feeling of being blessed with everything, especially when your external reality may not yet reflect that truth? This is where the real work lies. You see, the world will not immediately change to reflect your new assumption. It may seem as though nothing is happening, and this can be a difficult thing to face. But remember, the external world is always a reflection of your inner state. Just as a seed must first be planted in the soil before it can sprout, so too must your assumptions be planted in your subconscious mind before they begin to manifest in your life. You must continue to act as if you are blessed with everything, even when the evidence of it is not yet visible. This is where faith comes in. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is the belief that your assumption is true, even when your senses are telling you otherwise. Faith is the conviction that your desire has already been fulfilled, and it is the unwavering trust that what you are imagining is already on its way to you. This is why Neville Goddard emphasized the importance of persistence in your assumption. You must persist in your assumption of being blessed with everything, even when it seems that nothing is changing. You must hold steadfast to the belief that your blessings are already here and that they are simply waiting for you to recognize them. Now let's take this a step further. The act of assuming that you are blessed with everything is not just about thinking positively or imagining things. It is about embodying the very essence of the blessings you desire. It is about aligning yourself with the vibration of abundance, success, and joy. You must begin to live as if you are already in possession of everything you desire. This means that every decision you make, every action you take, every word you speak, must reflect the assumption that you are already blessed. If you want to manifest wealth, then live as if you already have it. If you want to manifest love, then act as if you are already loved. If you want to manifest health, then treat your body as if it is already in perfect health. This may seem difficult at first, especially if your external reality does not yet reflect your assumption. But the key is to begin small. Start with little things. For example, if you are assuming that you are wealthy, then begin to make decisions as a wealthy person would. Spend your money wisely, invest in your future, and surround yourself with things that remind you of your wealth. If you are assuming that you are healthy, then begin to treat your body with care and respect, just as someone who is in perfect health would. You must act as if your assumption is already true, because when you do, you begin to align your actions with the reality you are creating. As you continue to act as if you are blessed with everything, you will begin to notice small changes in your life. You will start to see evidence of your assumptions in the world around you. Perhaps a small unexpected gift will come your way, or you will receive a compliment from someone who admires you. Maybe you will find that opportunities begin to present themselves to you with ease. These are all signs that your assumption is beginning to take root in your subconscious mind and is beginning to manifest in your life. But remember, the process does not stop there. As you continue to act as if you are blessed with everything, you must also remain open to receiving these blessings. Often people block their blessings by not being receptive to the good that is coming their way. They may feel undeserving or unworthy of the things they desire, and so they inadvertently push them away. But when you act as if you are blessed with everything, you must also be willing to accept the blessings that come to you, knowing that you deserve them. So my friend, I challenge you today to take this message to heart. Act as if you are blessed with everything. Act as if you already have everything you desire. And in doing so, you will transform your world. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all aligned with the assumption that everything you could ever want is already yours. And as you persist in this assumption, you will begin to see the universe rearrange itself in your favor, bringing to you all the blessings you could ever imagine. As you continue to embody the assumption that you are blessed with everything, you must understand that this state of being goes beyond mere thought. It is not just about imagining and hoping. It is about truly becoming the version of yourself who already possesses every blessing you desire. When you act as if you are already blessed, you begin to operate from a place of certainty, not doubt. Certainty is the key that unlocks the floodgates of the universe. When you are certain that your desires are already fulfilled, the universe in its infinite wisdom has no choice but to deliver. It is easy to become frustrated or discouraged when external circumstances seem to defy your assumptions. However, the journey toward manifesting your desires requires patience, and above all, trust in the process. Trust that everything is unfolding according to divine law, and that the visible world will eventually conform to the invisible thoughts and assumptions you have planted within your mind. It may not happen overnight,
but it is happening nonetheless. Every thought, every feeling, every action you take that aligns with your assumption moves you closer to the manifestation of your desires. Now let us talk about the importance of detachment. Often people become so fixated on the outcome that they lose sight of the fact that manifestation is not about forcing something to happen, but about allowing it to unfold. Detachment is not about indifference, it is about letting go of the need to control the how, when, and where. When you are attached to the outcome, you are in essence doubting the process. You are questioning whether what you desire is truly yours, and in doing so you are blocking the flow of your blessings. But when you act as if everything is already in your possession, there is no need for attachment because you are already living as if it is. There is no longing, no yearning, because you already know that it is yours. The act of detaching from the outcome also means allowing yourself to enjoy the present moment, without constantly looking for signs of manifestation. If you are living in the assumption that you are blessed, then you can relax and enjoy life knowing that everything is coming to you. There is no need to check your bank account every day or constantly ask, is this it? When something good happens, the blessing is already yours and it will reveal itself at the perfect time. Just as a seed grows in silence beneath the earth, so too will your manifestations grow in their own time. And when the moment is right, they will emerge into your reality. You must remember that the blessings you seek are not just material or external. The greatest blessings are internal, and they begin with peace, joy, and fulfillment. When you act as if you are blessed, you begin to cultivate an inner state of gratitude and contentment. This inner state becomes the foundation upon which all external manifestations are built. If you are constantly seeking happiness or fulfillment from external sources, you will never truly experience the fullness of life. True abundance begins within, and when you cultivate an inner state of being blessed, the external world must align with that inner reality.
You may wonder, how do I maintain this state of being blessed in the face of challenges and setbacks? How do I keep my faith alive when things do not appear to be going my way? The answer is simple. You must remain unwavering in your assumption. Challenges are not a sign that you are doing something wrong. They are simply the universe's way of revealing areas where you need to strengthen your belief. Every challenge is an opportunity to reaffirm your assumption that you are blessed with everything. When you are faced with adversity, instead of seeing it as a setback, see it as proof that you are on the right path. You are being tested to see if you will persist in your assumption. And if you do, you will see how quickly the universe will shift in your favor. This is the power of persistence. When you persist in the assumption that you are blessed, regardless of the external circumstances, you send a clear message to the universe that you are certain, unwavering, and resolute in your belief. And just like a magnet, your assumption will draw to you everything you need to manifest your desires. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. You attract to yourself whatever you believe you are worthy of receiving. If you believe that you are blessed, you will find blessings in every corner of your life, no matter where you look. As you continue to act as if you are blessed with everything, you will begin to notice a shift in your perspective. You will no longer be focused on what you lack or what is missing from your life. Instead, your attention will shift to the abundance that already exists within and around you. You will begin to see the miracles that are unfolding in your life every day, even in the smallest of things. Whether it is the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of a sunset, or the love of a friend, these are all signs that you are in alignment with the blessings you have assumed to be yours. It is in these moments that you will realize that you are not waiting for something to change in your life. Rather, you are simply awakening to the blessings that have always been there. Your entire reality is shifting, and you are the creator of that shift. You have the power to choose how you perceive the world, and when you act as if you are already blessed, the world will reflect that assumption back to you. You will begin to see evidence of your blessings everywhere, and your life will become a living testament to the power of the law of assumption. At this point, you may begin to wonder if there is ever a moment when you can say, I have arrived. The truth is, the journey of manifesting your desires is never truly over. There is always more to create, more to experience, and more to give. When you act as if you are blessed with everything, you enter into a state of constant flow, a flow of abundance, love, success, and joy. This flow does not have an end. It is infinite. As you continue to live from the assumption that you are blessed, you will find that life becomes a continuous unfolding of blessings, one after another. As you walk this path, remember that it is not about achieving perfection or having everything fall into place exactly as you envision it. It is about living with the faith that you are already blessed, regardless of external circumstances. It is about knowing that every experience, every challenge, every moment is part of the greater plan, and that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that everything is always working out for you, even when it does not appear to be so in the moment. And so, I encourage you to begin today. Begin to act as if you are blessed with everything. Live as if you are already the person you want to be, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. The universe is waiting for you to claim your blessings, and when you do, everything you have ever dreamed of will flow effortlessly into your life. You are not waiting for the world to change. The world is waiting for you to change. Act as if you are blessed with everything, and watch as the entire universe bends to your will, bringing you every blessing you have assumed to be yours. As you continue to embody the assumption that you are blessed with everything, remember that this is not a one-time act, but a continual process. Every day, every hour, every moment you must maintain the assumption that you are already in possession of everything you desire. It is like a muscle that must be exercised regularly. And with each passing day, the more you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with this assumption, the stronger it becomes. The key is consistency. You cannot allow your external circumstances to dictate your internal state. If you look at the world around you and allow it to sway your belief, you are falling into the trap of the senses. The senses will always show you what appears to be true, but what appears to be true is not the reality you are creating. Your reality is shaped by your inner assumptions, not by what is visible to the naked eye. When you act as if you are blessed with everything, you are not waiting for your circumstances to improve before you feel blessed. No, you are feeling blessed now, in this very moment, regardless of what is happening around you. The more you feel blessed, the more the universe is compelled to bring you circumstances that match that feeling. You are the creator of your reality, and the more you align with the assumption that you are already blessed, the more blessings will flow into your life. This also means letting go of any fear or anxiety about the future. Too often people live in a state of worry about what may or may not happen. They feel that they are not yet blessed, and so they act from a place of lack, but this, my friend, only perpetuates the cycle of lack. When you act as if you are blessed with everything, you trust that everything you need will come to you in perfect timing. You let go of the need to control how things will unfold, and instead you relax into the knowing that all is well. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, has a way of delivering everything you desire, sometimes in ways you could never have imagined. By continuing to act as if you are blessed, you also begin to raise your vibration. Blessings are not just material objects or experiences, they are energies. When you align yourself with the energy of being blessed, you naturally attract more of that energy into your life. This is why you will begin to notice that as you persist in the assumption that you are blessed with everything, your life becomes filled with joy, peace, and fulfillment. You may begin to find yourself in situations that seem too good to be true, surrounded by people who uplift and support you, and presented with opportunities that you had never expected. This is the natural consequence of living in alignment with the assumption that you are blessed. But there will be times, as you walk this path, when doubts and fears will creep in. The world may try to tell you that you are not blessed, that you are not enough, or that you are unworthy of the life you desire. But in those moments you must stand firm in your assumption. Doubt is the enemy of creation, and the moment you give in to doubt, you begin to shift your focus away from the assumption that you are already blessed. Remember, your imagination is the only reality that matters, and when you persist in the assumption that you are blessed with everything, you are tuning your imagination to a frequency that attracts all the good you desire. This is where the magic happens, when you no longer seek validation from the outside world, but instead validate your own assumption. You must be willing to trust yourself, your inner vision, and the process, no matter what your senses may tell you. The more you do this, the more you will feel the shift within you. You will begin to sense the powerful force of creation moving through you,
and the blessings you have assumed to be yours will begin to materialize. The shift may be subtle at first, but over time you will see the undeniable evidence of your inner assumption reflected in the outer world. But it is not just about material or tangible blessings. When you act as if you are blessed, you also start to recognize the deeper blessings in your life. The small moments of peace, the moments of joy, the feeling of gratitude that arises in your heart when you realize just how much you already have. These blessings are just as important as the material ones, if not more so, because they cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment. True wealth is not just about money or possessions. It is about a state of being, one of contentment, peace, and joy. As you continue to walk this path, remember that the journey itself is a blessing. Every step you take, every breath you take, is an opportunity to deepen your understanding of your own power and potential. When you act as if you are blessed with everything, you begin to see that the journey toward your desires is not a struggle but a dance with the universe. Everything falls into place effortlessly because you are no longer striving, but simply allowing. The moment you realize that you are blessed with everything is the moment your life shifts permanently. It is a realization that all is already well, and that everything you desire is already on its way to you. And this realization does not just change your life in one grand moment, it changes you forever. You become the person who no longer waits for blessings to come from the outside, but the person who knows that all blessings flow from within. Acting as if you are blessed with everything is not a fleeting thought or a temporary affirmation. It is a way of living. It is a commitment to yourself and to the universe that you are worthy of all the blessings that life has to offer, and that you are ready to receive them. This is the power of living in the assumption that you are already blessed. When you live from this place, everything in your life becomes a reflection of that truth. It is this simple truth that will transform your life. You are blessed with everything, and the more you act as if you are, the more the universe will show you that it is true. The power of assumption is not just about what you want, it is about who you choose to be. You are already everything you desire, and when you embody that truth, everything you want will manifest effortlessly. You are already blessed with everything, and that is the most powerful truth you can live by. In conclusion, the message is clear and unshakable. You are already blessed with everything. The moment you fully accept and live from this truth, your reality will transform in ways you could never have imagined. The external world will respond to your inner assumptions and reflect the blessings that you have chosen to embody. Understand this. You are not waiting for something to change in the world. The change begins with you. Your assumptions, your thoughts, and your beliefs are the blueprint that shapes the life you live. When you act as if you are already blessed, you are aligning with the infinite power within you, the power of creation, the power of the universe, the power of your imagination. Every moment is an opportunity to affirm this truth, to step into the life you desire, and to live from the assumption that you already have everything you need. The universe is always working in your favor, and when you act as if you are blessed, everything you desire will be drawn to you effortlessly. Remember, the path is not about striving, it is about being the person who already has everything. When you live from this place, there is no room for doubt or fear, because you know that you are already whole, already complete, already blessed. So go forward with certainty and conviction, knowing that everything you have ever desired is already yours. Live as if you are blessed with everything, and watch as the world bends to reflect the abundance you have claimed. You are the creator of your reality, and in the end you will realize that the greatest blessing was always within you. The key is to act as if you already have it, because in truth you do.
Everything begins with a word, a whisper within. That word, though silent to the world, is the genesis of all creation in your experience. Speak to yourself, not as you are, but as you desire to be. For in this sacred conversation with self, you are shaping the mold of your reality. You are not a victim of circumstances, my friend. You are the author of them. And I will show you, if only for 3 days, how to speak within and see without. What would happen if for 3 days you assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, not as a fleeting thought, not as idle daydream, but as a new inner voice that speaks from the end? For 3 days I want you to talk to yourself, not as the person who hopes, but as the person who already has. That shift alone will move mountains, bend time, and reconfigure the atoms of your world. Let me tell you something profound, something that has echoed through every spiritual teaching and yet is often overlooked. The words you say to yourself in silence are prayers. Not the kind whispered in temples or chanted in ceremonies. No, these are the prayers of the heart, the ongoing conversation you have with yourself in the quiet of your mind. That conversation, my dear, is your life made visible. And if you change the conversation, you change the outcome. The world you experience is not separate from you. It is you. It is the mirror that reflects your assumptions, your beliefs, and most importantly, your inner speech. If you would take control of that speech just for 3 days and speak to yourself as one who already is the person you long to be, you would be amazed at what happens. The world would rearrange itself, not because you forced it, but because you assumed a new role in the grand drama of life. Consider this: if a man wishes to be rich, what must he do? He need not steal, nor beg, nor even toil without direction. He need only to begin to speak within as if he already were. I am prosperous, all my needs are met, money flows to me from every direction. Say these words, not out loud for the world to hear, but in the inner sanctuary of your imagination. Say them with feeling, not as a chant, but as a truth. Say them as if you had no doubt. Say them, and you shall see the fruit. Now understand this: there will be resistance. The old self will cry out, but it is not true. You are lying to yourself. And to that I say, lie to the world if you must, but never lie to yourself. And what is a lie if spoken in faith, but a prophecy in disguise? Did not God call the things that were not as though they were, and did not those things come into being? You see, the only truth that matters is the one you accept. Speak it long enough, and it becomes flesh. Speak it long enough, and the world will conform. Speak it long enough, and you will forget you ever doubted. That is the secret. So I ask you now, for just 3 days, only 3 days, speak to yourself as the man or woman you wish to be. Wake up and say, I am blessed, I am successful, I am joyful, I am free. Walk through your day with an inner dialogue that agrees with your vision, not your fears. When fear comes, and it will, do not argue with it. Simply return to your new inner voice. That is not my truth, you say. My truth is abundance. My truth is health. My truth is love. Do this in the morning. Do it at noon. Do it when you lie down at night. And most of all, do it when you do not feel like it. That is when it matters most. For the old self, the one bound by limitation, will claw its way back into your thoughts. It will remind you of what has been. But you are not interested in what has been. You are interested in what is becoming. What is becoming is determined by what you say in the stillness of your mind. That voice, your voice, must become your most faithful servant. Not a voice of criticism, but of confidence. Not a voice of fear, but of faith. Not a voice of lack, but of limitless power. You are told, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But thinking in the heart is not idle speculation. It is a conviction so deep, it feels like truth. It is the voice you listen to when no one else is around. That voice creates. That voice heals. That voice transforms. Do not say, I will be healed. Say, I am healed. Do not say, I hope to be loved. Say, I am love itself. Speak from the end, not the beginning. For if you speak from the end, the means will follow. Life will bring to you all that is required for that truth to manifest: people, opportunities, even seeming coincidences. But nothing happens until the inner voice changes. You have tried everything else. You have waited, wished, and perhaps even wept. But now I ask you to speak, not with your lips, but with your soul. Say only what you wish to experience. Say it over and over, until the world has no choice but to agree. Speak to yourself with dignity. Speak to yourself with reverence. For within you lives the infinite power of God. And that power responds not to the desperate plea, but to the confident claim. You do not beg for light when you enter a room. You flip the switch and expect illumination. So too must you expect the fulfillment of what you assume. Remember, it takes only 3 days, not a lifetime, not even a year. Just 3 days of disciplined inner speech. 3 days of refusing to speak of limitation. 3 days of denying the evidence of the senses and affirming the truth of the imagination. If you will do this, if you will persist for just 72 hours, you will witness the beginning of a new life. Let the old man die. Let the former things pass away. They no longer serve you. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are the sum of your assumptions. And assumptions, dear friend, are made by choice. Choose wisely. Speak rightly. Talk to yourself as if you are already the one you aspire to become. You will find something strange as you do this. The world, once so firm and fixed, will begin to soften. People will respond to you differently. Money will appear where before there was none. Opportunities will knock, though you never sought them. Relationships will blossom, even if they were once barren. Why? Because the world is simply echoing the new voice within you. I have seen miracles in 3 days. I have seen disease vanish, debts erased, marriages restored, not through struggle or sacrifice, but through the sacred practice of speaking rightly to the self. This is not fantasy. It is law. The law of assumption. The law of becoming. The law that says, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live from that assumption. You are always talking to yourself. Even now there is a commentary playing in your mind. It says, this is true, or this is foolish, or I wonder if this will work for me. And whatever that voice says, your world will reflect. So choose the voice of power. Choose the voice that lifts you. Choose the voice that already knows the outcome. And if for 3 days you fall, if you catch yourself doubting, fearing, complaining, do not condemn yourself. Simply return. Return to the voice of truth. Return to your new identity. Return to the assumption that what you desire is already yours. Each time you do, you weaken the old self and strengthen the new. One morning, without effort, you will wake up and find that your inner voice has changed. Not because you forced it, but because you faithfully practiced a new pattern. That is all this is. A pattern. A rhythm of speech that creates. And it is yours to command. Do not wait for proof. Speak it anyway. Do not wait for signs. You are the sign. You are the miracle you seek. Let that voice within say, I am whole. I am free. I am wealthy. I am loved. Let it speak these words until the world must echo them. You may think, but what if nothing changes? To that I say, what if everything does? What if 3 days of divine speech could rewrite the script of your life? Is that not worth the experiment? Is that not worth the devotion of your attention? Your inner world is the workshop of God. What you say there, you build here. Say it wisely. Speak it faithfully. Declare it joyfully. So I leave you with a challenge and a promise. For 3 days talk to yourself like this, as if you already are, as if you already have, as if the thing you seek is seeking you. For 3 days refuse to speak of problems and speak only of solutions. Refuse to affirm lack and affirm only abundance. Refuse to relive the past and speak only from your desired future. Do this, and you will find that the universe bends to your voice, that the world is not your enemy, but your mirror, that God is not distant, but present within you, that life is not random, but responsive. For 3 days talk to yourself like this, and watch the world respond, not with chaos, but with concord, not with resistance, but with revelation, not with delay, but with divine timing. Speak as though it were already done, because in the world of imagination it is, and what is real in imagination becomes real in time. So speak it, and become it. Now do not let the simplicity of this practice deceive you, for the most profound truths are always simple. The voice you use when no one is listening, that is the architect of your life. And yet most go through life, never noticing the chatter, never questioning the accusations, the doubts, the despair that loops in the silence of the mind. But you, if you are hearing these words, you have been chosen to become aware, to intervene, to become conscious of what you create with every thought silently spoken. So I urge you, begin to catch that voice in the act. Listen, really listen, to what you say about yourself when things go wrong. When money is tight, what do you declare within? I can't afford this, it always goes wrong for me. Or do you pause and speak instead? Everything is working out in my favor. Money comes to me in unexpected ways. I am abundant beyond measure. Say it, even when your senses scream otherwise. Say it not to impress the world,
but to impress your subconscious mind, because that is where your reality is birthed. And as you do, you will notice a shift, not just in what you experience, but in who you are being. Your posture will change. Your energy will become magnetic. People will feel something different about you, though they cannot name it. That difference is alignment. You have aligned your inner conversation with the version of yourself you were always meant to embody. This is not denial of facts, it is dominion over them. You are not pretending, no, you are assuming the truth of the unseen. That is faith. That is vision. That is power. When you say, I am successful, though the bank account says otherwise, you are not lying. You are telling the greater truth, the one that will shape the facts to come. You are speaking from the mountaintop, not the valley. And it is that higher vision that lifts you. For 3 days practice the art of spiritual audacity. Speak not as a beggar, but as a king. Not as one pleading, but as one proclaiming. Say, I am the one who always wins. I am the one who is guided. I am the one who walks in favor. Say these things until they echo within you, until they drown out the voice of doubt, and become the new background music of your soul. And when you are alone, especially when you are alone, speak kindly. Say, I love myself. I am proud of how far I've come. I am worthy of all I desire. Let this become your new self-talk. Let it be your inner scripture. Let it be the gospel according to you. Because you, my friend, are the Word made flesh. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle waiting to be acknowledged. Every time you say, I am, you are activating the divine within. Be careful what follows those words. Do not say, I am tired, unless you want more fatigue. Do not say, I am unlucky, unless you want the world to echo back your misfortune. Say, I am radiant. I am aligned. I am a vessel of miracles. Say these things often. Say them without hesitation. Say them until they are no longer words, but the very vibration of your being. Your job is not to figure out how. Your job is to dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled. The how is God's domain. The when is none of your concern. Your responsibility is the assumption, the inner speech, the silent dialogue, that builds the bridge of incidents leading to the fulfillment of your desire. That is your sacred duty. That is your creative power. And you may not see results in the first hour, or the first day. But do not be fooled. The seed is planted. The word has gone forth. And just as the farmer does not dig up the soil to check on the seed, you must not disrupt your creation with doubt. Speak as if the seed has already sprouted. Speak as if the harvest is guaranteed. Because it is. You are creating now. Even now, as you listen and reflect, something is shifting. The subconscious is being reprogrammed. The old story is unraveling. And the new one is being written, not by accident, but by your authority. Use it. Speak from it. Live by it. You see, the old voice may still linger. It will whisper its doubts, its criticisms, its reminders of past failure. But do not fight it. Do not argue with it. Simply outshine it. Replace it with the voice of truth, and eventually the old voice will fade, like a shadow at sunrise. There is nothing to wait for. You already possess the tools. Your voice, your imagination, your consciousness. These are your instruments of creation. Use them deliberately. Use them joyfully. And above all, use them consistently. For in 3 days of consistent inner speech, a new pattern is born. A new you begins to emerge. Do not underestimate what 3 days of truth-telling to yourself can do. It may feel small. It may feel like nothing is changing. But the invisible always precedes the visible. The inner always becomes the outer. And if you persist, just 3 days of faithful speech, you will begin to walk in a new reality. Crafted not by chance, but by choice. You may not feel worthy at first. You may say, who am I to declare these things? And I will tell you who you are. You are the image and likeness of God. You are the power that speaks worlds into being. You are the one who can say, let there be light. And light will come. Not because of your past. Not because of your status. But because you dare to speak. So do not whisper weakness. Declare strength. Do not murmur misery. Proclaim joy. Do not echo the noise of the world. Speak the voice of heaven. The voice of possibility. The voice of love. And the great secret is this: you are never alone in this practice. As you speak, heaven listens. As you affirm, the universe conspires. As you assume, reality conforms. All power is with you. because it is within you. So what will you say? What will you speak into existence? What will you declare for your life? Speak now, and speak rightly. For your words, when fused with belief, are spells, sacred incantations, that summon the unseen into form. Each inner sentence is a brushstroke, painting the canvas of your future. And when you repeat these brushstrokes daily, over 3 consecutive days, you create a masterpiece that begins to shimmer into visibility. Speak not casually, but with intent. Speak not carelessly, but with reverence. For the mind takes you at your word, and the body follows. It is not enough to merely speak. You must feel what you speak. When you say, I am successful, feel the thrill of that success. When you say, I am loved, let warmth bloom in your chest. When you declare, I am rich, feel the ease, the safety, the gratitude that comes with it. The subconscious does not respond to words alone. It responds to the feeling the words evoke. Words wrapped in feeling are the language of creation. And this feeling, once captured and sustained, magnetizes people, circumstances, and events to match it. Let your new inner talk become your new self-concept. Speak as one who walks with certainty, even if the world still looks uncertain. Declare, I am calm, I am centered, I am a master of my fate. Say it when the storms rise. Say it when your old world shakes. Say it until your very cells believe it. And they will. Because the body listens too. It hears the stories you tell. It listens for the tone of your inner narrator. And when that narrator becomes a voice of grace and power, the body responds with vitality, peace, and flow. This is why I ask you to give 3 days. 3 days to speak as one reborn. 3 days to silence the inner critic and uplift the inner prophet. 3 days to shed the language of failure and adorn yourself in the language of fulfillment. It's not just speech. It is spiritual realignment, a recalibration of your identity. And once you change your self-talk, you change your self-image. And once your self-image is elevated, you can only move in the direction of its fulfillment. For what you truly believe yourself to be, you will unconsciously act upon. And those acts repeated shape your destiny. But it all begins in secret, in the theater of the mind, in the chamber of silent self-conversation. That is where the drama starts. That is where the outcome is decided. Speak there with power, with vision, with the confidence of one who knows how the story ends. Let me remind you, this is not a practice reserved for monks, mystics, or sages. This is your birthright. The inner voice belongs to you. No one else can claim it, silence it, or hijack it, unless you permit them. So do not hand it over to fear. Do not surrender it to doubt. Use it as your shield. Use it as your sword. Use it as your sanctuary. If you should falter, if you catch yourself slipping into old phrases, forgive yourself swiftly. Then begin again. That is all it takes. Begin again. This moment is always fresh. The past holds no chains unless you speak of them. The future has no power unless you predict it with fear. All that matters is now. And now is a powerful place. Imagine yourself 3 days from now. You've practiced this faithfully. You've spoken to yourself with clarity and conviction. You've declared only what you desire. And then imagine how it feels when life starts to echo back your new inner truth. The call you've been waiting for comes. The opportunity you didn't expect appears. The heaviness lifts. The clarity returns. Not because anything outside has changed, but because you changed how you speak within. This is not magic, though it may feel magical. It is law. The law of assumption. The law of identity. You become what you consistently say to yourself, especially when you speak with feeling, especially when you persist, undeterred by appearances. You do not need to convince others. This is your inner work. No one else needs to believe it. No one else needs to approve. Their doubts, their judgments, their skepticism, none of it matters. You are not talking to them. You are talking to yourself. And that conversation is private, sacred, and powerful. Let others think what they will. Let them remain bound by the old. You, however, are choosing something new. If you wonder whether this truly works, just reflect on your past. Think of a time when you spoke badly to yourself, when your inner voice was one of failure or fear. Did it not produce results to match? Did you not find the very things you feared creeping into your reality? Now understand, the same law that brought that forth will bring forth beauty, joy, and success when you speak differently. It is not the law that changes, it is your use of it. So begin today. Begin now. It does not matter what time it is, what day it is, or what season of your life you're in. You can start where you are. You can start in the middle of chaos. You can start in tears. You can start even while doubt still lingers. Just begin. Start with one phrase, one declaration. Say it slowly, intentionally. Say it as if it matters, because it does. Say everything is always working out for me. Say I am divinely guided at all times. Say I attract wealth with ease. Say love flows to me from every direction. Let each phrase be a drop in the ocean of your new reality. And then watch that ocean rise. Watch it carry you to places you once only imagined. When the winds of doubt blow, stand firm in your speech. Repeat your truths. Let them anchor you. Let them steady the trembling parts of your heart. Because this is how you rebuild yourself. Not with outer effort, but with inner alignment. You are building a temple with words. Each sentence is a brick. Each phrase is a beam. And when the construction is complete, your world will match it. You do not need permission. You do not need credentials. You only need the willingness to speak differently to yourself. You need the courage to declare what your senses deny. You need the devotion to keep going when nothing outside has shifted. That is the sacred discipline. That is the art of divine self-talk. And once you master it, even for a short while, you will never be the same. You will walk differently. You will respond to life with peace. You will radiate something that others cannot define, but deeply feel. And the world will respond in kind. Why? Because the world has no choice but to conform to the assumptions you consistently hold and speak. It is written, "The word shall not return unto me void." Every word sown within is a seed guaranteed to return a harvest. So be careful what you plant. Be deliberate in your speech. Be disciplined in your focus. For those 3 days are more than a trial. They are a transformation, a cleansing of the old script, a rewriting of your destiny. And do not ask, is this working? That question comes from doubt. Instead, assume that it is. Assume that with every phrase your world is shifting. Assume that with every declaration, a door is opening. Assume that with every inner affirmation, a new version of you is emerging. Stronger, wiser, richer, freer. Keep your gaze inward, and your faith unshaken. So I leave you with this. For just 3 days, speak to yourself, as the person you wish to become. Not as a wishful fantasy, but as an unquestionable truth. Walk with the posture of one who already possesses the thing they desire. Speak with the voice of one who has already arrived. And you will see life bends, circumstances shift, reality obeys. Because it was never the world you were waiting on. It was you. You have within you the power to transform everything. Not by force, not by struggle, but by word. So let your words rise higher. Let them carry the vibration of certainty, of love, of fulfillment. Let your inner dialogue become your sacred ritual. And watch as the world mirrors the greatness you finally dared to speak. Speak to yourself like this, for just 3 days. And the universe will never forget your voice.